describe pre-season in one word, it would be?
It's hard to put in one word, and I don't want to be boring because it is hard, and I'm sure everyone said hard.
Hard.
Hard. Very, very hard.
Hard.
I don't want to say tough because everyone probably say tough.
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 And tough. And tough.
Tough.
It's 2 words, too easy.
Yeah, let's just leave it with tough.
Hectic.
Anxiety is probably a good one.
It's grind.
Relentless.
Hot.
Challenging.
Challenging.
Fatigue. Enjoyment. Rebuild.
Yeah, can you beep it out?
I'm back in my bag, yo. Conscious. ISO. Diamond. Back in my bag and I ain't gotta brag, I do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back flow, we back again so highly. This that back in my back flow, we back to change the climate. This that back in my back flow, we bring the force like Tommy. Back in my back flow. Back in my yeah, back in my bag, yeah.
It's been great to be back at Redfern in the first block of pre-season from the start of November till Christmas. You can feel how welcome we are when we're at Redfern, and I think it's good for the new boys coming in to get a feel of Redfern and an historical home for us. But I think it sort of reminds us of some things we did last pre-season that really established ourselves at the start of the season and get back to some of those fundamentals that what we want to be about.
Ready, go! No knees from here on. Knees touch the ground, we go back to the start. We don't break. Let's go! No knees. Yeah, go well, boys.
What's it like being back training at Redfern?
It's tough. It's a tough place, and but it's good to sort of bring back those memories, and it's sort of like the hard work sort of part of pre-season and part of the year. So I think it's good that sort of a good thing we're starting there is get back to the nitty-gritty stuff.
It's really cool. It's a cool atmosphere, even on the field. Like you walk through, obviously, the change rooms, you see all the history on the walls, and you just think of all the people that have probably been there before you. And then just going out on the field, even the fans that are just sitting in the grandstand, it's really good. Every session, people turning up, cheering you on. It's like you're at a game. So it's really good. I enjoy it.
I get a little tingle every time I walk into Redfern. Actually, it's where I started my career, and a few of these young blokes, hopefully they get to the heights that they achieved to get to, and it's a magical place, like the heart of South Sydney, really.
Trying to get the bloke on the bloody gate and everything. It's going to be the entire day. Everything that encapsulates a day at Redfern. One of you's going to have to go and buy a hot dog on a roll, a sausage on a roll from Ross. Everything is going to be part and parcel of this tape, and it's going to be fairly sizable. Love it. Love Redfern. Absolutely love it. I feel it's the spiritual home of the Rabbitohs. I think the first time I came here, I probably would have been about 10 or 11. My dad would have brought me out here. Used to love coming here, and just, that walk down from the station down the main street, across the park, and you hear the roar of the crowd, and just used to love that feeling of getting into the ground, walking around, sitting down on the hill. Felt like home.
Ice cold drinks.
Hallowed turf of the coach's box at the top of the grandstand. Enjoys the last day here at the hallowed ground.
Yeah, it's a terribly sad day for everybody. Everyone's been here for a long time. It's a sad day, but progress is progress, and we had to make the move for the new centre, so we'd be able to be functional next year, and it's just one of those things.
Yeah, Mr. Les Davidson, what do you feel about the last day at Redfern, mate?
It's going to be a memorable day. I just think a few of the fans are disappointed that we're moving to the cricket ground or sports ground, but I think the move will be well for us.
Looking forward to playing on the new surface after the dust bowl.
Yeah, mate, get out of the big pen here, we'll have a good time.
I think it's important for South Sydney footy team to always have a connection to this place. I mean, the history of the area is one of struggle. Redfern was a pretty rugged, tough area, and people who lived in this area looked to their footy team to give them hope and inspiration and something to look forward to. I think it's important for them to understand in their being that this club it's got an enormous history. It's the best story, it's the best sporting story in Australia. And the resilience of the club in terms of what we've been through, great eras, tough eras, fighting our way back into the competition and now becoming a strong club again for the people who followed the team and their families have followed the team for 100 years. It's a spiritual connection for people.
Pan around down to the end where Eric Ferguson kicked the goal against Norths in 1980, which got South into the semi-finals. After the bell, from the touchline, what a moment that was. Who could ever forget it?
Process. What's important now? What's important next? We can all drive that, yeah? Yep. And keep each other accountable. Let's drive that through our body language. No weakness. Yep. Right, I'm not going to say anything. Today, coaches won't say anything. If your body language, if someone's bent over, you're getting them up. And I want to see people respond. If someone says to you, get up, get the up.
I'm actually really enjoying this pre-season. The older you get and the more pre-season you've done, it gets a lot, I guess the head noise is a lot easier as well, like not worrying about how tough certain days are going to be. You get to really just enjoy it for what it is and watch the young boys come in, watch them go through some certain training drills that are quite tough, and watching their eyes roll to the back of their head is always entertaining to watch because you know exactly how they feel and how much they're struggling.
Coming off a bit of a negative feeling last year and not making the finals, you get a positive of coming back in a little bit earlier and getting amongst the boys and everyone's chomping at the bit.
It's just good to be back with the boys, to be honest. Getting on the field and training together has been pretty awesome.
You can just tell it's a good vibe around the joint and everyone's loving it and everyone's fitting really good.
Much improved, boys, the transitions, in and out of the drinks, getting to the drills. Communication, what do we give ourselves a score there, Ada? Cookie?
I thought some groups were really good and others weren't, so 7.5 team.
I think everyone's bitterly disappointed with how the season finished last year, so that's motivated everyone to come back in good shape. So putting in the hard yards now to set ourselves up for the season ahead, and you obviously learn from last year with how the season finished, and you never want to have that feeling again.
Throw the offload or throw the pass and no one take it down. Fletch, is that a... So what do we need to do there? What tackle was it?
Second.
First? Yeah? Who puts us? Who's under the pump then? We are.
Cody's outstanding, as he always is in pre-season. He's one of the best. He's like having another coach out there on the field, and a challenge is to try to keep that mindset throughout the season as well, without the challenging of winning and losing and that affecting how we play or how we take our mindset in a game. So again, you get to build that through pre-season by putting the players in uncomfortable positions and letting your leaders drive it. And that player-driven culture has given the players the autonomy to drive those standards themselves that help you build towards what hopefully is a successful season. Boys, we talked a lot about coming back in and showing our intent. We were really happy with the way you returned training. Junior, Tom, Keon, I haven't seen you look this good in early December, mate. Wow.
Yeah. Expectations have to be met from day one, and JD's done a great job of driving that, and we filtered through the whole club. Everyone lives by the standards, and you can tell from top down, everyone's changed, and everyone has one goal, and obviously it's to win a premiership, but it starts here, and it starts by leading by example and everyone being under the same standards. And I've had a few regrets, playing wise. I wish I did this, I wish I did that, but I just don't want to look back on another year and wish I did something better or something like that. I just want to go out, do my best, train every day. Whatever the result is, I live with it, but I just don't want to let myself down, my teammates down, my family down. And, we've been, so close in the last couple of years, and just to give up on that, because we haven't achieved what we wanted to achieve. I didn't want to do that, and I just want to give myself next couple of years with these guys, and hopefully get it done.
So anything you identify just then, let's be better at it tomorrow and actually take that into those drills.
No knees on the ground, just stand up, boys.
There have been some changes in our staff this year, but not so much really. They're people that have already been in the building that have had some success and been on a journey to get into the positions they're in. I think Joe Callaghan did an outstanding job. Since he's come to the club, I was fortunate to work with Joe at the Pride. Got a long relationship with him, and I know what he's been capable of, and he put his hand up and said he wanted to coach Cup last year and thought he did an outstanding job.
Yeah, it was a really, really special moment, especially with the boys in the lower grades. They went through it tough for the first half of the season.
I think we'll come in like second last or third last, like 5 games in.
Myself and a couple of the boys come together and pulled just the playing squad in the sheds at Redfern and just said, look boys, we can either just let this keep happening to us or we can just do something about it and change it around.
And it just felt that last month we weren't going to lose, and we just kept tight and got the wins, and yeah, it was mad.
And not only the success he had, but the way the full-time coach integrated the part-time and the full-time players as well. I thought he did a fantastic job there, and you could see that in their performances. So fully deserves his opportunity to step up as an NRL assistant, and has started pre-season really well. I'm really comfortable with Joe. I know what he does. I know he knows how I work, and that's really beneficial for me. And Sutto's done an outstanding job too. To watch his growth at the back end of last year and find his niche in how he can help the team and help the club. I think he's really excited about it, and he turned up to work every day buzzing. Still doesn't know he's got a desk yet with the coaches, but he'll figure that out soon enough. But his one-on-one, his ability to communicate with players on a one-on-one level is outstanding, and it's so good to be able to use that knowledge. And even Jason Clark, who's working with our pathways in sort of a well-being space, but we've been utilising his skill. He's not long retired, and he's still got some good information to pass on to the players, and the players love him being in those sessions with him. So that's been really good, and it's been great to have Benny back here and committed for another 3 years, I believe. And we've built a strong relationship with Ben over the last few years, and just giving him some more autonomy and opportunity to grow in that space has been important.
He's given us pretty much a free rein with the attack this year, so we've got strike on both sides of the field now, with Campbell on the right and Jack on the left, and our halves are doing a great job, and we've got Latrell at the back, and our forward back's pretty good too, so we've got plenty of weapons. So it's just about making sure that we hold the ball and we get our plays on and execute them right. The group's functioning really well at the moment. It's a real happy place, and we're excited about where we can go as a staff, but also what we can do to support the team be the best.
Go back into another 20 return. This time when you come back to the try line, I want one last turn. First 3 steps out. Okay, so working hard in and out of our turns.
I'm very hands-on as a head of performance, particularly around the conditioning. My primary role is to create a holistic athlete that can compete and perform at the highest level. Jack Milligan, he's been here for 4 or 5 seasons now. He heads up our strength, speed and power development. What he's doing in the gym complements what I'm doing on the field, and he also brings a great energy. The boys love him, so really lucky to have him on board.
1, 2, 3, yeah! Position! Let's go! 10 more air time! 10 more points! Alright, Jack, you're waiting. Should have used the demo lad.
Yeah, well, obviously the pre-season is a long, arduous process for the players. So I think maintaining energy is a big thing. We got to challenge the players to be consistent with what they're trying to do. And the only way to do that is to create an environment whereby they enjoy coming to work every day, but they also have a safe environment where they can get challenged on a daily basis as well. So
Tank around here.
That's all we ask, man. That's all we ask. I think you've just got to be genuine with the players. Each player is motivated differently. Each player has a different reason for being here and a different why. And I think if you can better understand each player and what motivates them, then you can better communicate with them and make sure that you're challenging them and inspiring them to get better every day.
47, up, Joy! Now!
got a theme of raising the floor, which is sort of about bringing, even when you're feeling ordinary or feeling poor, that you're still bringing your best, and you're trying to raise the level of what your best is. A big part of raising the floor is a bit of mental resilience and some grit.
Let's go. Yes, Brock.
34, 37, 38, 39, 54, 56, 5.
That's where we recover here. Look it in.
Roll them in.
Go on, get some water in here.
Better together. Leon. Can you mate with you?
Oh. Good. Let's go, Tao. Let's go, ass up on the crease. Boys, you start the drill. Boys,
Have a look at this! Another star is born!
I love playing footy. Winning drives me, and I'm very excited for this season. I think it's going to be a big year.
Tal's come in and played first grade, but he's nowhere near his ceiling, and another full pre-season is going to really benefit him. But I think he goes into this pre-season in a very different headspace than he started last pre-season. He came back, I think he knocked 30 seconds off his 1.2 test, which is a big effort from him. It's obviously prioritised it in the off-season, which is a great sign of his professionalism going into his second year. But I think he's got a lot of confidence and a lot of trust from his teammates as well, and that'll bode well for pre-season.
Got to make him a little bit more durable, make him a little bit stronger in and around his midsection and around his lower body. I think that'll have some good performance and consistency improvements for him. So I think Tallis has got so much more room to grow. Again, all these guys missed potentially 2, if not 3 years of consistent footy in and around COVID. So we do find that when they come into the full-time program initially, they are quite raw, which is good. That's what we want. It means that we've got a lot of work to do, but it means their ceiling's quite high. And for all these guys, it's just about raising the floor with them and making sure they can be consistent week in, week out. We're pumping him with lots of volume at the minute. He's handling it pretty well.
I'm excited to keep Jacob Gagai as well for another season. I thought he was outstanding for our cup last year, and he's a whole effort player who just loves being around the place, and I'm looking forward to him progressing this pre-season and potentially making his debut.
The intensity's obviously lifted a lot. Yeah, just working on doing everything I can, I guess, just get to get that debut. It's something I've been fighting for a while now, and yeah, just doing everything I can to make that happen.
I think Brock Gray, who's here on a training trial at the moment, started in the front row for our cup last year. A bit of a journeyman, Brock. He's been in full-time environments before, and he's really making a fist of it this time around, and he's had a sensational last 5 or 6 weeks.
There's a really great group there that the Pathway system's produced. They're all into their second pre-season. We got a taste last year of what they could do, and this year some of those guys should be looking to push to make their NRL debuts. So, they're all better for that, their second pre-season, and they're training hard, so the proof will be in the pudding.
Beautiful, Jai. Beautiful. Good. That's the one, bud. That's the one. Let's go. Yes. Okay, get up there. There we go. See that? Stepping in. Go, Rich. Bring it out. Go, Rich, run.
I think that's one thing we've done really well over the last few years. We've spoken at length about our development players in particular, and seeing that as a pathway into first grade, and I thought we saw that again last year.
Back on there. Love it.
Now, Tyrone Munro, we need to give him a shout out today. He's just 18 years of age.
I just want to congratulate you, mate. Obviously, it's no mean feat to put this jersey on. Doing everyone proud, your family, your friends, and yeah, what you've accomplished in such a short amount of time this year. At the start of the year, we watched you playing SG, and then obviously Flag Cup, and tonight's just another challenge. We know you'll step up, mate, and we all got trust in you. So just come, be yourself, be a deadly fellow, right? And rip in, do your thing.
I think I was named as 18th man or something, and then he just told me. Everyone was just talking and sitting around and all that, and then he put us in a group and just said, like, make sure you have your passports and everything sorted, and he said, and Ty's going to make his debut.
Yeah, Tyrone Munro is an interesting and exciting story, and a good representation of what the club's been building over the last few years through our pathways. And in the 1 year play SG ball, Jersey Flag, New South Wales Cup, and then play first grade in the space of about 14 weeks. I think it was 15 weeks was phenomenal. But how he handled that was really impressive. He's a young kid who's got his head screwed on. I love the way he communicates, particularly with me. He's not shy to come and ask questions if he's not too sure. But he's got some real talent as well. And I think playing for South Sydney excites him, and that's always a real positive for us as a coach.
Bounce to the block. Bounce to the block. That's how we're going to finish every time, boys. Bounce, let's go. Get up, Toto. Light speed here, get us up.
Yeah, Toto's had a pretty rapid 3 years. We had an open trial for our Harold Mats, just pre-COVID, and we had about 300 boys turn up that day. And I'll always remember his first touch. He had a pretty impressive 100-metre try and put it under the post down at Mascot Oval, and the rest was kind of history after that. You know, every time from there he's been asked to debut at every level. He hasn't looked out of place, and that goes all the way to what we saw in New Zealand last year when he did debut in the NRL.
Ilias, clever kick, a try to Munro, a try on debut for the 18-year-old. The credit to South, they've been far too good for the Warriors in this game tonight.
It's the first time I've been overseas. Same with mum too. I think it was 2 days or something, they got a passport.
And Tyrone's a pretty quiet kid, so he's a man of few words, and I don't think public speaking, he would say, would be his greatest strength or his most favourite activity. But I remember his jersey presentation in New Zealand was one of the most special presentations I've seen in my 5 years here.
I can't thank you, Mum, enough. All the stuff you've done for me. Playing both roles growing up. Just pushing me like extra and stuff. On my days off, I'd go and train. You just push me, and I thought you was pushing me too hard. When I was like coming through it, like how Mads, she would tell I would go training, and then like I would come home and I'd have a day off or something, and she'd like, so I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you can't be relaxing if you wanna get to where you're going. Like, go train, go put the extras in. She's everything to me. Baby, that's it. Work.
Known Tai for a very long time now, ever since he was a little kid walking around in nappies. He was obviously from Glebe and I'm from Redfern, and know his family really well, and just seeing Tai grow up into a wonderful young man.
He's like my older brother. When I was coming through Harold Mats, he kind of took me under his wing.
Just guided him, bro, bringing him along to training sessions, doing gym sessions, running sessions, and he was always the first one to ring me and say, right, let's go do a session. So he's definitely got the work ethic and the right attitude to be one of the best. It's all about being consistent with it now.
It's a long-term project. We want Tyrone to have a long career. We don't want to pump all this work into him in a really short, condensed period of time that's going to actually ruin his body and do more harm than good in the long term. I mean, obviously Tyrone knows himself. He's got to probably put on a bit more lean muscle mass to hold his own in first grade consistently over time. And that's obviously a primary focus of his pre-season program. He just gets on with his work. You never hear a peep from him. He never complains. So yeah, I love working with Tai, and hopefully the program that's been tailored for him will reap its rewards, not only this year, but then in the 2, 3, 4, 10 years to come as well.
I want nothing but the best for him, and he's doing his family proud. He's doing our people proud, and if he has that in the back of his head, he'll go a very long way.
It'd be good to play against him, try to smoke him.
Just keep working hard, keep making those sacrifices, and remember why you're in this position. I'll always be there to help him, but he's the one putting all the work in. The future's bright for him.
Enjoy every moment of it. Don't take it for granted.
Ty, let's go. Forward. Yes. 40, 50, 50. 90 seconds, boys. Let's go. Up. Go, Ty. Up.
Who are we?
South Sydney.
Who are we?
South Sydney.